Alright, so I've made a couple of changes with my car since the last episode. Now, front and rear bumpers, they're still the same. I've put on a new set of side skirts. The spoiler still remains the same, as does the hood. And the roof scoop I've put on is the Jubilee roof scoop, because that seems to fit best with my car, because of how wide the car is. I'd say this one fits best. And I've also swapped the rims for the NFSU split wheels, because I figured those looked pretty cool. Accessories, well, they're still the same. I've also changed the colour of this thing as well. Changed it over to, where is it? I did have it here somewhere. I'm sure I did. It never wants to stay the colour you want it to. I think it was this one. Yeah, it was this one, wasn't it? Yeah, it was that one. So this is the colour I've changed the body to, because I wanted to be a bit more creative. Rims are still the same colour, spoiler is still the same colour, everything else, haven't really changed those. I have, however, changed the vinyl design, so I've changed the body vinyl over to body vinyl 3, and as for the stripes, well, I've changed those over to stripe 42. In other words, I basically get a pair of stripes here, whilst I'm trying to discuss to you all the changes I've made. Yep, here it is. And last but not least, the flag vinyl still remains the same. And there's going to be one more thing I'll do whilst I'm here, just because it's in the top vinyl. If I can just find the installed one. Should be here somewhere. I know I had it here somewhere. I was pretty sure I had it installed here somewhere. It won't tell me which one though. Which is becoming a bit annoying. Where is it? I was pretty sure I did find it here somewhere. I had it here somewhere, I know I did. Oh yeah, I had Turbonetics. Yeah, that's what it was. So I'm gonna change that back to white. I'm also gonna do the same on this side as well. And now, let's get started with our next episode. So, we're closing in on the end. We're now 86 events done, and before we continue, I'm going to save the game. As next up, we have got another drag race. I'd also imagine sooner or later we'll be able to get the last of our upgrades as well, which I'm pretty sure have not been unlocked yet. And no, they haven't. Okay, so let's begin with the drag race. Top 3. The third spot is on the line here. A lane that's exactly 1 mile away. And you're not the only one trying to get there. I'm sure I ain't. But let's try and see if we can get to the other lane, since I know just how fast the Acura really is in a straight line. I reckon this won't be too hard, but again, I do have a Mazda in the field. Well, I have a Mazda RX-7 FD in the field, so this'll be interesting, but I might have it here. That was very close. And the Eclipse literally wrecked himself right at the finish. That's just how crazy it was. And I beat Amy to the line by 0.02 of a second. B-Dog was third and Wart was fourth. Alright, we're now third in the drag rankings, which means I don't have to do many more drag races, thankfully. I'm also going to save the game now, in case if I do have to do it again, but thankfully this time, however, I will not. And nor do I really want to, because... Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, let's move on to the circuit race. Honestly, I did not think I was going to get enough of a draft to somehow get by the Mazda, but I guess at the end of the day I just kept my foot in the door, and as a result, the door was able to open just enough of a crack for me to get through. Alright, here we go. Circuit race. At terminal... Is this forward or reverse? I think this is reverse. But either way, this car has served me well here in the past, and I do reckon if it's possible it'll be able to do it again. It's just a simple matter of me making sure that I, this time around, can hit my marks. And hopefully if it's possible, I can hit my marks. I've also got to make sure I step on the brakes when I'm going through that tunnel, because I gotta say, it's pretty hard when you've got to figure out how to go through the tunnel without crashing on the way out. You really got to make sure you come up with a compromise when you're going through that tunnel. I also need to make sure that whatever happens here, the game does not curse me with a sudden snap of oversteer, which by the way has happened many times in the past with me in this game. It just seems like if the game decides to give you a snap of oversteer, even if you're not intentionally causing it, it still just basically throws your car well offline compared to where you need to be. That has happened to me a couple of times. This is a true story, by the way. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's felt the massive oversteer effects. And boosting myself across the line to lead the second lap. And I do manage to stay ahead of the Subaru. He tried to overtake me, but he was not close enough. And this time, I'm going to shift up into 6th gear through that section, so the same mistake is not made twice. And now the Subaru has wrecked himself, which means the Mitsubishi is now up into 2nd position. And the only thing I really need to do now is make sure that I hold on. And right now, things seem to be going well, because I have a pretty sizable lead, and providing I don't make any more mistakes, that should be it. And there we go. I'm now 3rd place in the circuit rankings. So it was Pris who finished 2nd in the Mitsubishi Lancer, Lazio was 3rd in the 240SX, and Will came home last in the Subaru Impreza. Alright, another 2,500 in the bank, and now 3rd in the circuit rankings. Let's try and see if we can get up to 3rd in the drift rankings now, which means I we'll need the Honda S2000. Yeah, I will get the S2000 for this, because I may need it in order to succeed. I'm also going to get myself a snapshot of this thing whilst I'm here. Sure, that should do it. Why not? Okay. Moving on. We've now got our drift event. Hoods are slippery when wet. Grace and style are rewarded with the ability to choose from some of the most outrageous hood designs yet. I will save the game as well, so in case if I do have to do this event over again, I've not got to do any of the events I've already done once again. And hopefully this will do it. So, hoods are slippery when wet. Let's move on to this. I also know that the Honda S2000 is basically my secret weapon for stopping the Supra, because of the drift combo I scored last time I used this thing. So I think that pretty much tells me just how good of a car this really is for drifting. I also reckon once I really get going with this thing, the points will start racketeering themselves, is what I think. Hopefully I can manage to do something good here, potentially. I really need to string a combo together if I'm going to get this right. That would be nice if I could string a combo together. It would certainly help to move me back up compared to where I'm currently sitting at this time, which is not really helping me at the moment, especially with that spiral. I'm not managing to get the points together I need to get together. Which does make me wonder if I'm going to get any closer to this. Which is basically what I'm trying to do at the moment. Is it just me, or do those rumble strips manage to help me when it comes to scoring points? I think they might play a role in this, you know? It could just be me, but I think they could be what I need to get the combos working. If I can manage to do something amazing. Well, let's see how we go. Well, still got a few corners left, but I am on top for now. So maybe I can manage to establish something here, if that's at all possible. Although I don't think I'll be close enough. But I am going to try. I don't think I'll be close enough, though. And no, I won't. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I did get there. It was marginal, but I did get there. I won this event by nearly 2,600 points over Terry. Lola was third, and it was Daryl who came home last. So, my secret weapon helps me win again, and I've now got some level 3 vinyls, including a unique vinyl and the Willwood vinyl, including the Extreme Dimensions vinyl, level 3 hoods, drift track 7, and I think that moves me up to 3rd in the drift ladder now. Is that what the idea is? Or is that in the next one? Let's check. Okay, we're not there yet. Must be in the next one. Okay. And next up, we have got ourselves a lap knockout. Over at Port Royal. And we will be doing this one next. Let's get on with Special Preference, and where the track we are going to is Port Royal. So presumably this track, I would assume, is down by the docks. Because I'm pretty sure if someone says port, it refers to a shipping port. And that, I think, is where this race is taking place. Well, taking place on the side of the harbour. Or taking place where the harbour is. Hey, I actually got a head start. Yeah, I think if I am gonna win this event, I really need a mistake-free run. And as I've already proven up to this point, that is easier said than done. So this is now my 3rd attempt, and yes, I have officially restarted the race now twice. Because, well, on the first attempt, I was just outpaced. On the second attempt, I was looking good, but then I ran into the bridge. And basically, it was because of that. It caused me to lose on the previous attempt. And while on this attempt, unless the 350Z is running up front again, my chances of winning this race are quite minimal. But I do think it's possible. I've come close on 2 occasions before, and it might just be possible for me to come close again. And maybe pull it off this time. Providing I don't run into the same pole under the bridge that I ran into before. I think it was the pole on the right hand side that I ran into before, but it's okay because I avoid coming into contact with it this time. And okay, it's now the RX-7 that is behind me. Hopefully, if it's possible, this should be easier. Okay, really don't want to fuck this up. Okay. Okay, and final corner. There we go. So it was Brett who finished 2nd, Slick was 3rd, and I definitely benefited from the 350Z being knocked out early. And the driver of the 350Z, by the way, was Sparks. I'm so glad he was eliminated early. Otherwise, this would have been harder, but thankfully, however, it was not. And we now got some front bumpers. And the Port Royal circuit as well. Alright, that's good. And I think to end this off now, I'm going to put on some front... I'm going to take a look at my front bumpers. Alright, so we've got Wolfpack, Spider, Type V. I'm not sure about that one. Vortex. That's a little more eye-catching. Crank. That's actually not too bad. Storm, Frenzy, Blast, and Rage. No, I'll figure this out as I go along, but anyway, yeah. That's what we unlock from beating the knockout event we just did. And next time, we will be taking on Eddie's posse. But before then, however, that'll do it for this episode, and I will see you all in the next episode, where we will be taking on Eddie's posse. Keep it coming. 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 Whoa.